Good morning. It's good to be back in the best country in the world. Woo! You guys really are number one for everything. Everything except e-bikes. Last year, more e-bikes were sold in the tiny countries of Belgium and the Netherlands compared to the entire United States. That's why we started Cowboy in Belgium. We've launched our first product, the Cowboy 1, in 2018, and we are now live in 11 countries. You can also try our bikes in 75 cities in Europe. We all know that e-bike will be key to free your cities from car. But the question is, how can you accelerate this transition even further? At Cowboy, we believe it's not enough to sell bikes. You also need to focus on increasing the usage of the bike itself. That way you can replace even more car trips. The electrification of the bike was really the first step to make them more accessible, but also to get people to ride more. We believe that connectivity is the next big thing. That's actually the perfect solution to make sure that the 20 minutes that you spend on your bike every day are the best time of your day. So, how do you encourage people to ride more? First, you start with design. It needs to be accessible, it needs to be beautiful. To do that on the Cowboy 4, we had to develop more than 200 custom parts on the bike. The goal was really to simplify the whole user experience. That's why you don't have any button on the bike, you don't have any gears, you don't have any level of assistance. Everything is automatic. If you want to go faster, just push hard on the pedal and you'll get the right amount of power. But if there is no button, how do you turn on the bike? Again, super simple. The phone is the key. So as soon as you will move the bike will sense it's you doing it, and it will turn on automatically. Same thing when you're done with the bike, you just leave it there, it will lock by itself, you don't need to do anything. To increase usage, you also need to remove the fear of theft. Thanks to a system, we recover more than 70% of the stolen bikes, and we've actually decreased the probability of getting a bike stolen by more than 50%. Because thieves know that they will not be able to sell it, or they will not be able to use it. Connectivity during the ride is also important. You saw that with Tanguy, by the way. What we did was to integrate the phone and the app in the cockpit of the bike to make sure that you don't have a black and white LCD screen that you can't even update. On top of that, as soon as you start riding, the phone will start charging automatically. The app will make sure that your ride is always perfect. For instance, if it's going to rain later in the day, we'll send you a notification to let you know that you need to take a jacket in the morning. Same thing if you forget to charge your battery, and we know that you will need it for the day after, you will receive a notification to remind you about it. We've also developed our own custom navigation system, so we don't rely on Google Maps. We did something specifically for e-bikes. What we wanted to do was to give the users option to actually choose the less polluted route and not being stuck in traffic in the middle of the cars. We'll also guide you to the closest and safest parking spot when you arrive on destination. Safety is also critical for us. With a crash detection system, we can detect any kind of accident and actually notify the emergency contact of the rider. We monitor millions of miles every month, and we provided assistance to hundreds of riders since the beginning of this year. Last but not least, we've also an on-demand repair network built in Europe. It means that if you have any kind of issues, we can come to your place and fix the bike for you in less than 72 hours. Unique in the bike industry, and that's something that we're planning to expand even more. Until now, I've talked about removing friction to use the bike, but we believe we should also give you more reasons to ride. We want to help you become a better version of yourself, and we want you to connect with other people while doing it. So the starting point is always the same, it's data. When you ride a Cowboy, we'll start collecting more than 25 data points every second, coming from 5 different sensors in the bike. It's going to be information like speed, motor power, or how are you pushing on the pedal, for instance. It's coming straight from the bike directly to our servers. Once you have that, you can start giving insights to your riders, and you can help them understand how they use the bike and how they can get better. They will have access to detailed information for every trip they do, and then you can push them so they can break their own personal records, or they can go for a longer ride during the weekend. When you add the community layer on top of that, it's becoming a really powerful tool. Our community has always been really engaged with group rides happening in cities like Paris, Brussels, or London every week. But now riders actually have a place in the app to connect and to compete with each other. So there's a lot of that work. Since we've added those reasons to ride, we saw an increase of 15% in the bike usage, meaning that our customers now use the bike more than 8 times a week, and the trip distance increased to more than 3 miles per trip. So yes, it's working. Just one more thing before I leave you guys. I'm super excited to say that we're launching in the US today, officially. So you can go online and order the bike today. Don't wait too much. We have thousands of people on the list already. And if you want to try the bike or if you want to continue the discussion, our booth is over there. So merci beaucoup. It was a pleasure. That's it for me.